Alrighty, welcome back to Let's Play Xenogears. That's right, we finally finished Final Fantathon, our quest to casually Let's Play every mainline Final Fantasy game plus some bonuses. It took us 3.5 years. Technically 3 years and 7 months. And now we're finally returning back to our old scheduled programming of Let's Playing a bunch of different old RPGs, playing them in their original forms, upscaling them, but keeping them on their OG console, and just kind of time capsuling them in a way that we can go back and experience them whenever we want. And I knew that the first game we did, coming back after our huge journey through all the Final Fantasy games, would have to be Xenogears. This is a super highly requested game in my community, and one that I've always wanted to delve all the way into. We played a couple hours of this a long time ago. I'm talking like 5 years ago on stream. I had a buddy, his name was Stupendous Jimbo. He's still around, but he donated the game to me, and we played it for a couple hours for him. And I absolutely loved it, but I knew that I had to stop because I wanted to one day do a full official Let's Play of it. And now we're finally here to do it. For those of you that don't know much about Xenogears, it's an RPG, it's a JRPG, but it's also got a mech theme going on. The reason it has a mech theme is actually really interesting. The team at Squaresoft was creating basically what was going to be Final Fantasy VII. So they were making a sequel to Final Fantasy VI, and of course in Final Fantasy VI, they started playing around with the mech idea of having like the Terra and the guys in the mechs, right? So for Final Fantasy VII, they were thinking about continuing that idea and making it even bigger and making Final Fantasy VII like a big mech RPG, right? But then they decided that the game was a little too dark, a little too edgy, which is kind of funny because 7 is pretty dark. But apparently this was too dark even for Final Fantasy VII. And so they changed the idea a bit, and they thought, like, actually, you know what, maybe we'll make this the new Chrono Trigger game. Maybe we'll make this Chrono Trigger 2 or Chrono Cross before Chrono Cross existed. And they had Matsuda on board as well, the composer for Chrono Trigger. And then, through some more development, finally decided, you know what, this is going to be their own IP. They called it Xenogears. Because of its connection to Final Fantasy and what would eventually become Final Fantasy VII, they threw in an Easter egg in this game. You can find a poster of Tifa in this game. And they also threw an Easter egg into Final Fantasy VII that a lot of you, I'm sure, know from our playthrough of 7, where Cloud says Xenogears in his crazy state. So that's where that comes from. That's why that Easter egg is there. And the team that created this created it under Squaresoft and then quit the studio because they apparently it was bad. They weren't being treated properly. So the entire team that made Xenogears quit, and they went and formed Monolith Soft. And they started creating Xenosaga. So that's why Xenosaga has a small relation to Xenogears. That's why it starts with Xeno. That's why Monolith Soft has soft in the name. It all makes sense now once you know the lore behind it. So yeah, that's where Xenosaga comes from. And that's why Xenogears is in a weird spot where it's like Xeno, but it's not connected to... It's slightly connected, but they couldn't make it Xenogears 2 because they were no longer Squaresoft. So they had to make it Xenosaga. So now, hopefully that all makes sense if you're wondering where all that came from. Another interesting tidbit that I literally just learned a couple minutes ago is that I have the green label here. The green label is the same exact as the black label, so no issues playing it. But, funnily enough, this actually says Square Enix. And the black label says Squaresoft, because this was like right when Squaresoft became Square Enix. So the black label, they were actually still Squaresoft, but by the time they had released the greatest hits version, they were technically Square Enix. So that's really interesting that we have two versions of the game. One says Squaresoft and one says Square Enix. But anyways, we are, of course, going to be doing a full Let's Play of the game. On the original version, we're playing on a PS2 just because it's a bit nicer to record, but same thing as a PS1. And it's being upscaled through a FrameMeister. And I think that's all the info we need to know. Let's get into it. Here we go. I'm going to let the cutscene play out a little bit, so I can figure out the audio. The game still says Squaresoft. That's funny. It looks pretty good. Maybe it could be a bit louder. This is at 7.8. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna make a new audio here. And I've been told that the this opening cutscene is the same as when we start the game. So we're gonna skip that and just start the game. And we'll watch it there. Hold on one second. Okay, that should be working, I think. Yep. Okay. Wide stereo. Man, don't hit me with too many options right off the bat. Holy cow. This is too much. I can't read all this. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Now this is what really blew me away playing this game. Because keep in mind, this was made at the same time Final Fantasy VII was made. And I remember seeing Final Fantasy VII and thinking like, wow, no game could ever look this good. You know, little did I know this game was being made at the same time. And it looks pretty incredible. But it doesn't just look incredible, it feels like an anime. It's crazy. You'll see what I mean in a second.
This is an emergency. Level 1 alert. Omega 1 restarting. Alpha 1 genome restructuring.
Like, I genuinely didn't think a game could look like this in 1998.
Its speed is overwhelming. Alpha 1 to raise your central. Access confirmed. Initializing fakenet. Disconnected. Activating emergency shelter.
But to be honest, I missed out on a lot of, like,
Denied.
SNES games that actually look this good, too.
Captain.
Cut off the cables manually.
Roger. Activating self-destruct bolts. Confirming. No good, nothing happened. Omega 1, they are attacking. We can't stop them.
But I mean, this level of animation with the English voice acting being synced up is incredibly impressive for the time.
Ergo area is increasing. An internal plane is forming. Switching to space displacement mode.
Alpha 1, confirming transfer of coordinate codes. Coordinates input, coordinate NX128, EZ061, the main planet.
Damn. So they're planning on attacking. Engine room. Activate the emergency ceiling.
Look at how smooth that animation is.
Engine room. Engine.
Something's going down, that's all you need to know.
And passengers are safely transported to the escape shuttles. I will send a dispatch after evacuation is complete. I am evacuating the ship. All of you, evacuate now.
Evacuate. Evacuate. Evacuate the ship immediately. All passengers please board the shuttles in a calm and orderly fashion.
Captain's going down with the ship. Kids look away. I mean, holy crap, does that not get you hyped for the game? Like, if I had seen that in 1998, that would have absolutely blown my mind. The continent of Ignis, in the northern hemisphere of our world, on this, the largest continent, a war has been raging between two countries for hundreds of years. In the north of the continent lies the Kislev Empire, and in the south lies the desert kingdom of Eve. The war has gone on for so long that the people have forgotten the cause, knowing only the pointless circle of hostility and tragedy. Also, the song is really good, but I have to read over it. Actually, I think I can wait here. This already gives you that Mitsuda vibe. Like, man, talk about starting off huge. Hit me with that cutscene and then hit me with the Chrono Trigger vibes. I couldn't be more interested. The chronic war obsession was soon to encounter a devastating change. This was due to the Ethos, an institution that preserves our world's culture, repairing tools and weapons excavated from the ruins of an ancient civilization. At once, both countries excavated these ruins, and had the Ethos repaired the discoveries in order to increase their military power. The various weapons excavated from the ruins greatly changed the form of warfare. The outcome of the battles between the two countries was no longer determined by man-to-man combat, but by gears, giant humanoid fighting machines that were obtained from deep within the ruins. So the mechs are like futuristic, but also ancient. Eventually, after continuous swings in the state of the war, Kislev gained the upper hand. The major factor behind this lay in the enormous difference in the amount of resources buried within their ruins. But suddenly, a mysterious military force appeared in the continent of Ignis. Called Gebler, this force decided to make contact with Eve. With the assistance of this Gebler military force, Eve was able to recover from being hopelessly outnumbered to being back to an even standing with Kislev. Then, taking further advantage of this newly gained momentum, Ava... Okay, how am I going to say this? Ava? Ave? 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 Ava. 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 Abba. Ava? What's that? Ah. It'd be a. It'd be a long A. Ava. Ave. Ave. Abra. Ava? Alright, I'm just gonna say Ava. Ava started to capture one territory after another from Kislev, showing no indication of slowing down in their invasion campaign. Ave. I feel like Ave sounds the best, but it doesn't look like it would be pronounced that way. Oh. Well, I missed that. I thought it was going to wait for me. This is where it all begins. Ave Maria. Huff huff. Dang you! Oh, my screen broke. The remote village of Lahan in the outskirts of Ava, near the border with Kislev. This is where it all begins. Okay. Hiya! Huff huff. That's one down? What on earth are you? No matter how often I knock you down, you still get up. Faye, stop! You must not fight here. Seems like a kind of a dangerous place to be. Ah, boy, you are persistent. Huff huff. Dang it. How come? Why did it have to come to this? Alright. What is happening? Aha, I was a painting the whole time. Woo! That about does it. Alright, now for a short break. I love the camera work, how like it zooms in like this. There's a compass. It's an open world game, confirmed. Yeah, it looks very unique. The sprite work and how like big the areas are in the camera position. It definitely stands out. And then what I really like are the character illustrations. They're very anime-ish, I mean, more like Japanese art. I shouldn't say anime-ish, but you know what I mean. So there you are, Faye. I have to talk to you about something. Why, hello there, Dan. You're lively today, as you are every day. This dude looks like a... What does he look like? He looks like some kid from like a Disney movie that would be like the tough kid. Like the tough guy that you're like, oh, look at him, he's cute, and then he'd like punch you in the face or something. He looks like a balding Chucky doll. Dan, don't be so rude. What's all this barging in and all? Ah, Timothy's here too. Butt out, Timothy. Until you marry my sister, you have nothing to do with me at all. I just have some business here with my friend Faye. Wow, get destroyed, Timothy. So anyway, Faye, I have something to talk to you about later. What is it, Dan? It sounds serious. Yeah, that's why I can't talk about it here. There's a certain person listening in who could cause us trouble. Timothy? It's really important. We gotta talk. Seriously, one-on-one, man-to-man. I'll be hanging around outside, so I'll see you later, okay? Be seeing you, Timothy. Take care of yourself until tomorrow. He's gonna kill Timothy. Huh? What's up with him? As of tomorrow, I'm going to be that kid's brother-in-law. Ha! That part isn't going to be no honeymoon. He's losing his hair to all the stress. Yo, Godfrog, thank you so much for the 19 months. Glad to see you playing Xenogears, probably my favorite RPG of all time. Dude, there's so many people that feel the same way. And Patches, thank you for the 44 months and the 1,000 bits. Sadly, I haven't had much time to see your live stream due to being located in Sweden and life has been unrelenting. That gets... musts that get in the way, but I and many with me love what you do and we keep up with you on YouTube. Just wanted you to know that you mean a lot, not just to me, but to all the fans and lurkers that support you through thick and thin. All love, my guy. Thank you so much, Patches. I don't know if you know, but we stream Thursday nights now, so that might help with being a different time zone. But, yeah, man. Thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate that. Well, game's over. It's already been 3 years since you came to our village. When they first saw you brought in all bloody and soaken, to tell you the truth, they didn't think you were going to make it. And that strange masked man who carried you here that day, do you really think that may have been your real father? Don't you remember anything? Why, they say you had terrible nightmares and constantly called out for your father. Apparently, we're getting a whole cutscene. I was just talking to a random NPC. Who is it? Who are you? What? You want me to look after this boy? But now you're so healthy and strong, and it's all thanks to our village chief, Lee. My, should you be grateful? Well, that cutscene saved me from getting stuck. Also, you can turn the camera all the way around, I just realized. I got an Aqua Soul. Well, you can jump too? This is the most advanced game ever. I can jump on my bed. It really is impressive though, unironically. You can't even jump in Final Fantasy VII Remake. Look at all those stats. I like that epic effect of the menu. It's the only item I have. Oh wow, it actually shows your saves. That's impressive. I only know a few PS1 games that do that. Wait, you can copy files from inside the game? Bro, do they make this game in the future? I think they made this game in like 2005 and then sent it back through time. For what reason? Dude, have you never like started a game and then realized you don't have room on your save file? Or have room on your memory card? You could actually like delete and then make room without having to like restart the game. No, I never emulate for... Well, I never emulate period anyways, but I especially don't emulate for Let's Plays. Let's Plays are always the original game on the original hardware, with the exception to being a PS2 instead of a PS1. You know, my goal is to time capsule these games as they were when they originally released. So we will always play as close to the original as we can, which is usually the original. Unless otherwise noted. And this is being upscaled through a FrameMeister. Also, it looks like I can expand the screen a bit, but like, I don't know if I want to do that. Because I think, didn't the cutscene take up the whole, maybe not. I wonder if I should expand the screen. We'll have to get into a fight and see if it takes up more of the screen, because you never know with these PS1 games. Sometimes they, the fight screens will be a bigger resolution. But if the fight screens are the same resolution, then I'll zoom in a bit. You can walk away when you're talking to people, like in, well, a lot of games that aren't Final Fantasy. It really blows my mind that this is a Squaresoft game. Just doesn't feel like it. You can tell it was made by like that specific team that left. Because it feels very different. Especially from Final Fantasy VII. It's hard to believe they were both made at the same time. Why did his eyeballs get all cattywampus there? Did you see that? I think that's a bit of a upscaling issue. Oh, here we go. Alright, it looks like I can zoom in a little bit, so let's do that real fast. Oh yeah. Hello. Let's see here. This is a chance to listen to the fight music in its entirety. Oh, hey. Thank you for pointing that out. should be pretty good, and then we do this. How's that look? That looks pretty good. You'll have to let me know if anything gets cut off, like if the cutscenes are a different resolution or something. I'll have to go back and look to see if it was if the cutscene, but I'm pretty sure the cutscenes were also like black boxed, so should be fine. But let me know. Alright, so we got attack, chi, defense, item. 1.2 points, 3 points, cancel. I don't remember. Well, you go. What? There's more? So there's like a combo system where you can like, if I do like 1 point, I can do multiple hits, or I can do 3 points and blow it all in one shot. Because I have 3 points to spend. I got some jerky. Yeah, there's definitely a little similarity to Chrono Cross. And at one point, this was going to be Chrono Trigger sequel, like I said before, so it does make sense. And it is the same composer, of course. But it's interesting that, like, this game was made at the same time Final Fantasy VII was. And then, I don't know when Chrono Cross... When was Chrono Cross released? Does anyone know? Wasn't it, like, 2001 or something? I want to say it was, like, 2001, but maybe... So they probably took some of the ideas of when they were developing this and put it into Chrono Cross. Even though it was like a year or two later. 99 Japan, okay, so it would have only been the next year, so yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense that they would use some of the ideas. Dude, I love the animations. I mean, they're so fluid for being in a fight scene like this. There seems to be a lot of thought put into the, like, every animation. The year of our Lord and Savior Lavos. Oh, 100%. I would 100% agree that this game aged better than Final Fantasy VII in terms of graphics. I didn't mean to skip that, but oh well. Because it has more of an anime style. Any game that has more of a JRPG anime look to it is always going to age better. The more realistic look of 7, or especially 8, just really did not age well on the PlayStation. If you upscale it, or if you port it, like the Final Fantasy VII Steam port looks amazing. Looks fantastic. I think everyone can agree, like, that'll age forever. but on the PlayStation, any like more realistic grungy look just ages horribly over time, unfortunately. But this stuff always looks good. I mean, like, I would say that the text, not so much. Like, the text can be a bit hard to read or a bit blurry. And like the menus. Even with the upscaling, which would normally help with the text. The upscaling will like help with the text, but make the models and stuff look worse because it'll pull out some of the things that otherwise would be hidden. For example, if I stand in a certain... You see how his eyes look like cockeyed? That's the kind of thing where you wouldn't even notice that if it weren't upscaled. If you were playing this on a CRT, you know, you probably wouldn't even notice that. But here, like, you can see the flaws because it's more precise. But still, like, nowhere near the level of like Final Fantasy VII, which genuinely looked really bad playing on the PS1. It's a shame that more of these games don't get the treatment that Final Fantasy VII got. Because I think that we take for granted the Final Fantasy VII PC port. That port is incredible, and I don't think people give it enough credit. Especially like some people saying like they want the remake to basically just be the old game with better graphics. Like, that's what the Final Fantasy VII PC port is. Like, yes, it could be better. Yes, there's mods that look even better. But, like, that port is so good. If you look at that port versus playing it on a PS1, it's night and day. And if we got, like, imagine we got a Steam port of this, and all of the models were just touched up. It would look incredible. It would look like a modern game. You know? Like, this game, if it were ported like that, would look so good. It would be like Sea of Stars level looking good. It would look like Octopath Traveler, you know? Like, it would be cool to get a remake, remaster thing, but honestly, just a Steam port does so much for these old games. Just a touch-up port does so much for these games. And you can tell the difference when they do it right and when they do it wrong, like with Final Fantasy VIII's remaster. But if they take the time to do it right, it can be so good. It's just a shame that they don't really do... They did Final Fantasy VII, they did Final Fantasy IX, and that's kind of it. Final Fantasy VIII was a hack job. And the other Steam ports of the retro games, they changed a lot of the sprites and stuff, and it's just kind of different. Ooh. Look at this. Man, this is like... I mean, it's not quite as good as like the Final Fantasy IX world map, but I put this closer to the Final Fantasy IX world map than like the Final Fantasy VII world map. Something about it, like, just feels so detailed. The actual quality of it is probably worse than the Final Fantasy VII world map. But like, maybe it's just the color that reminds me of the IX world map. It's got that luscious green with the mist. Yeah, Nine's world map, you can't do this. It's very laggy. Can you save on the world map? Yep. I should remove that other memory card. It takes forever to load. Look at that movement on the world map, too. Booyah! Am I dead? Did I get Final Fantasy 2'd? I don't know, he can't hit me for some reason. Oh, that don't look good. There was some baby one at the end. Alright, no Craig. I'm gonna need to heal though. Fencing gear. I would love this game to get a remake instead, but if I told you why, it would be spoilers. What if, and stay with me here because this is a crazy concept, it might be a bit over our heads here, but what if it got both? What if they ported the game to Steam, made it all nice and fancy, and then people bought it and were like, wow, this game's really great. And then they make the remake and everyone's excited for it because they just played the port and just realized how good of a game it is. Crazy. Crazy concept. So I'm confused. The martial wear, if I equip the fencing wear, it says +2 to defense, but then my attack bar goes down, but the number doesn't go down. Actually, all the bars go down. Oh, is it because it's, like, averaging them? Yeah. Okay, that's confusing, actually. That's really confusing. It's like, you know how when you make, like, a bar graph in, like, Microsoft Excel or something, as one bar gets really, really high, it'll try to average the look of the other bars so that you don't have one bar that's so high that like the whole thing looks dumb. That's what it's doing here. So like I'm not losing attack, it's just the attack bars have like being relative to my defense bar. So you just have to look at the numbers. That's a bit confusing. I wish they had found a better way to do that. I mean, there's no reason to like have the bars be this high when we just started the game. Just make them really low. I mean, I like seeing the really low bars because then I'm like, oh man, I want to get those bars to be higher, you know? Seeing the bars this high already is more of just a deterrent than anything. It's the hero scale. Is that what it is? Is that where you got the idea? Oh, I can't go in the forest. Do I have analog, by the way? Oh. I don't think there's anywhere to go. I'm leaving. I'm leaving my house. Going on an adventure. I guarantee there's nothing back here. Little kobold. So I haven't found... Alright, hold on. Should I use a... I have 10 out of 11. That did 1 damage. I'm not sure why. Did I do something wrong? Booyah! X is just like by far my best move. The headbutt. I haven't really found a reason to do like a combo yet because it just does less damage. And I can only do square, triangle, or triangle, square, or triangle, triangle, triangle. Those are my only options. So I probably need to get more attack points to do some more complicated combos. What happens if I defense? I get wrecked, that's what happens, jeez. I can also do like that and then cancel. It says I have 1 AP now. That's weird. So if I attack and I use like 1 point and then I cancel, I keep the AP. But if I defend, I don't keep the AP. So I gotta do like 1 punch and then cancel. Unless there's a way to like wait. But doesn't seem to be. Oh, wait, there's more? This menu is weird. You have to like tap, you have to be on the right side and then hit right again, and then that gets you to this menu. But then you have to hit left. Yeah, that's weird. I feel like they're... I mean, why not use L1 and R1? Like, they're not doing anything else. Granted, they might do more later, but... If I could just hit R1 or L1 to get to that other menu instead of like scrolling off the scroll, yeah, like that's odd. Okay, well I don't have any combos anyways. That's weird that I can't just wait and then like bank all the AP. Well, there doesn't seem to be a reason for AP yet anyways. Man, that's some crazy stats. Level ups seem pretty good. You cannot get E combo. I do like how quickly you can get through the menus when you're just killing stuff. The time bar goes up like instantly. It's a lot quicker, a lot faster paced. But it is true turn-based, it's not ATB. Semi-ATB. Oh, I guess, yeah, because they still have, like, bars that fill up, but once it fills up, so it's more like ATB weight, I guess. Alice and Timothy's wedding tomorrow is the talk of the town. I guess it's to be expected, though. It is one of life's biggest events. The women of the village are born, raised, married, and live out the rest of their lives here. There must be some happiness in that, but I've been thinking from time to time. Sometimes I wish I were born a man so I could travel the world and live an ever-changing life. Heh, it's weird, isn't it? Yeah, that is weird. Really? Do you mean it? Ha, I knew you'd say that for me, Faye. Here, this is my very own homemade Aquasol. Our bear cows love it. Try it out sometime. Received Aquasol, the choice of all bear cows. Great. Oh good, Faye, you ready to talk? As you know, tomorrow's finally the day of my sister's wedding. So what I want to talk to you about is exactly that, Alice's marriage. Faye, to be perfectly honest with you, I've always wished you could have been my brother. It's still not too late. You could go steal Alice and run off with her. If you need me to help, I'd be glad to. Wow, Dan. It may be odd for me to say this, but my sister's beautiful and a good cook. And this is just between you and me, but she's well endowed too. So come on, go for it. Let's do it. Oh no, he has the goofy eyes when he made that face. Hey, what are you talking about, Dan? Timothy and Alice are both my best friends. You know I can't do that. Yeah, I know that. Well, if you're gonna be like that. But if you change your mind, come and talk to me. Something wrong with Dan. So I wonder if I have to do this to continue. Kind of seems like it, doesn't it? Where's Alice at? No, no, don't waste perfectly good food like that. Oh, he's yelling at me for running through his food. Are these all tree houses? That one looks like a tree house. Just because Alice isn't getting married doesn't mean you have to be sad. Way when I get bigger, I'll be your bride. Will you wait for me? Sure. Really, you mean it? Then cross your heart. Hope to die, stick a needle in your eye. It's all set then. Our burning love has been tied by unbreakable bonds. Well, I've truly committed now. Hey, how about getting them a stamina drink of courage and love? What do you think? Come on, you gotta get them a present here. We're the only shop in town, you know? This restores EP. That's my entire... That's all my money. Think I'm made of money? Married life sounds wild. And that's exciting. Allow me to run away from you while you're talking. Oh, hello there, Faye. Come to think of it, it's already been quite a while since you first came to our village. I take it you still don't remember anything prior to your coming here, though? It must be terrible not knowing your true identity and all. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm being rude. Please don't take it the wrong way. I'm gonna go tell Timothy on you. You heard the latest rumors? It said that in the southern desert of Ava there is buried treasure all over the place. There's hundreds of people who are trying to strike it rich by digging everywhere. Is it California? A single strike could make you totally rich. But then again, you never can tell how much is the truth. In life, if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Bah. Oh, he was still talking. If you get through the Black Moon Forest to the south of here, you will find the Kingdom of Fire. Instead of just wasting away here in this little mountain village, I should go have some fun in Ava. Beautiful girls, tasty liquor, why a gentleman like myself is bound to draw the babes wherever I go. Ha ha ha, wouldn't that be good? Pork.